dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our siege, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventure he is overthrown, who with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not to remove, is now the sour traffic of our state, to which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall this, our toil shall strive to end.
Here comes two of the house of Montagues.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel! I will back thee.
Ha! Turn thy back and run.
Fear me not.
Let us take the law of our side.
Let them begin.
I will frown as I pass by and let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them. Such is disgrace to them if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law on our side if I say aye?
No.
Sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir.
You quarrel, sir.
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
What if you do, sir? I am for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better?
Well, sir!
Say better. Here comes one of their master's kinsmen.
Yes, better, sir.
You lie!
Your swords! You know not what you do!
What? Art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio. Look upon thy death.
And you but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me.
What's drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word as I hate hell. Oh, Montagues, and thee. Have at thee, coward! on pain of torture, from those bloody hands, throwing the stubborn weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince. Three civil brawls bred of an airy word, by thee, Lord Capulet, and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments to wield old partisans in hands as old, cankered with peace to part your cankered hate. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon to know our farther pleasure in this case. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who set this ancient quarrel to a broach? Speak, nephew, were you by when it began?
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you here today? Right glad I am he was not at the spray.
Madam, an hour before the warship's sun peered forth the golden window of the east, troubled mind drew me to walk abroad, where, underneath a grove of sycamore that westward rooted from the city side, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood. I, measuring his affections by my own, which then most sought where most might not be found, being one too many by my weary self, pursued my humor, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned, gladly fled from me.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning's dew, adding more clouds with his deep sighs. But all so soon as the all-cheering sun should in the farthest east begin to draw the shady curtain from Aurora's bed, away from light steals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and portentous must this humour prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn. Could we but learn from whence the sorrow grows?
See where he comes, so please you step aside. I don't know his grievance will be much denied.
Come, madam, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
But new struck 9.
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love?
Out
of love?
Out of her favor where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in its view should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should, without eyes, seek pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh, me! What fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I've heard it all. It was much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, oh, brawling love, oh, loving hate, oh, anything of nothing first create, oh, heavy lightness, serious vanity, misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms. Feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health, still waking sleep that is not what it is. This love feel I that feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz I rather weep.
Good heart of what?
After thy good heart so precious.
Love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs, being purged of fire sparkling in lovers' eyes, being vexed to see nourished with lovers' tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall and a preserving sweet. Farewell, my cuz.
Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Tut, I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo, he's some other where.
Tell me in sadness, who is it that you love?
What, shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan? Why, no. But sadly tell me who.
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I suppose to you, love.
A right good marksman, and she's fair I love.
A right fair mark, fair cause, as soonest hit.
Well, in that hit you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow, she hath Dian's wit. And in strong proof of chastity, well armed from love's weak, childish bow, she lives uncharmed. She'll not stay the siege of loving terms, nor abide the encounter of assailing eyes, nor hope her lap to saints seducing gold.
And she hath sworn that she will still live chaste.
She hath, and in that sparing makes huge waste. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead that live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me. Forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes. Examine other beauties.
'Tis the way to call hers exquisite in question more. He that is strucken blind cannot forget the precious treasure of his eyesight lost. Farewell, thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine or else die in debt.
Montague is bound as well as I in penalty of life.
Reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived it all so long. Now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying o'er what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. She hath not yet seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred are those so early made. Earth has swallowed all my hopes but she. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agreed within her scope of choice. Lies my consent in fair according voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love, and you among the store, one more most welcome, makes my number more. At my poor house, look to behold this night, earth-treading stars that make dark heaven light. Here all see, and like her most whose merits most shall be. Come, go with me. Go, Zira! Trudge about to fair Verona, and find these persons out whose names are written here, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay.
Hut, man! One fire burns out another's burning. One pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy, and be hope by backward turning. One desperate feat cures with another's anguish. Take thou some new infection to thy eye, and the right choice nothing old will die. Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented and... Goodeen, good fellow.
Conky Goodeen? I pray, sir, can you read?
I, mine own fortune in my misery.
I pray, can you read anything you see?
I, if I know the letters and the language.
Ye say honestly. Rest you, Mary.
Stay, fellow, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Anselm and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Vitruvio, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, Signor Alberto and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena, my fair niece Rosaline and Livia. Fair assembly, whither should they come?
To our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Oh, now I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if he be not of the house of Montagues, I pray come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you, Mary.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline, whom thou so loves, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye compare her face with some that I shall show, and I shall make thee think thy swan crow.
When the devout religion of mine eye maintains such falsehood, then turn tears to fire. One fairer than my love, The all-seeing sun there saw her match since first the world begun.
Tut! You saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scale let there be weighed your lady love against some other maid that I shall show you shining at this feast, and she shall scant show well that now seems best.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now I'm my maidenhead, and at 12-year-old I bade her come. What lamb? What ladybird? God forbid, where's this child? What Juliet? How now? Who calls? Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will? This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered thee. Thou'st hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 14.
I'll lay 14 of my teeth. She's not 14. How long is it now to Lammastide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd. Of all days in the year, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. Susan and she. God rest all Christian souls. We're of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, on Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. That shall she, Mary, I remember it well, 'tis since the earthquake now 11 years, and she was weaned. I never shall forget it, of all the days in the year upon that day. For I had then laid wormwood to my dug, sitting in the sun under the dove house wall. My lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I do bear brain. But as I said, when it did taste the wormwood on the nipple of my dug and felt it bitter, oh, pretty fool, to see it touchy and fall out with the dug. Shake, quoth the dove house, 'twas no need I trial to bid me trudge. And since that time it is now 11 years, for then she could stand high alone. Nay, by the rune she could have run and waddled all about, for even the day before she did break her brow. And then my husband, God be with his soul, oh, was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth my husband, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit wilt thou not do. And by my holiday, the pretty wretch left crying and said, I to see now how a jest shall come about. I warrant I shall live 1,000 years, and I never shall forget it. Yea, quoth my husband, dost thou fall? It stinted and said, I.
Enough of this. I pray thee hold thy peace.
Oh, yes, madam. Yet I cannot choose but laugh and think it to leave crying and say, and yet I warrant it had upon its brow a bump as big as a young cockerel stone, a perilous knock, and it cried bitterly. Yea, quoth my husband, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou comest to age, wilt thou not do? It stinted and said, I.
And stint thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say I.
Peace, peace, I have done. God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I might live to see thee married once I have my wish.
Mary, that Mary is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, Dr. Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady, lady, such a man as all the world, why, he's a man of wax.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower, in faith, a very flower.
What say you, can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris' face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. And what obscured in this fair volume lies, find written in the margins of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. So shall you share all that he doth possess, by having him, making yourself no less.
No less, nay bigger, women grow by men.
Speak briefly, can you like a Paris love?
I look to like, if looking like in mood. But no more deep will I endart mine either, nor consent if strength to make it fly.
The guests are come, supper served up, you called, my young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait, I beseech you follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the
Go, girl. Seek happy nights to happy days.
For us to go out this evening.
Lord! Shall the speech be spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology?
The days are such felicity, but let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Give me a light. I'm not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, to Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers. And so bound, I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it, should you burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in. A visor for a visor. What care I what curious eye doth quote deformities? Here are the beetle brow shall blush for me.
Come, knock and enter, and no sooner in but every man to take him to his legs.
A torch for me. Let wantons light of heart tickle the senseless rushes with their heels. I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game of life was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
Come, we burn daylight, ho!
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay we waste our lights in vain, like lights by day.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep while they do dream things true.
Oh! The icy Queen Mob hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an ottoman, drawn with the team of the diatomies over men's noses as they lie asleep. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut made by the joiner's squirrel or old grub, time of the mind of the fairy's coachmakers. Her wagon spokes, made of long spinner's legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers. Her traces of the smallest spider web, her colors of the moonshine's watery beam, her whip of cricket's bone, the lashed film, her wagoner, a small gray-coated gnat not half so big as a round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. And in this state, she gallops night by night through lovers' brain, and then they dream of love. Or courtiers' knees that dream on curtsy straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry mob with blisters plays because their breaths with sweet meats tainted are. Sometime she gallops o'er a courtier's nose and then dreams he of smelling out his suit. And sometime comes she with a tight pig's tail tickling a parson's nose as a lies asleep. Then dreams he of another benefice. Sometime she tries to throw a soldier's neck, then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches, and Scotland's Spanish blades, of help 5 fathom deep. And then none. Drums in his ear, at which he starts and waits, and being thus frightened, swears a prayer or two, and sleeps again. This is that very mob that plates the manes of horses in the night and bakes the elf oxen's foul, sluggish hairs, which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag when maids lie on their back that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good chariot. This is
Peace, peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talkst of nothing.
True, I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early. For my mind misgives some consequence, yet hanging in the stars, shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course direct my suit. On, lusty gentlemen!
Strike, drum!
Welcome, gentlemen! Ladies that have their toes unplayed with cold war along with you! Ah, my mistresses! Which of you all shall now deny to dance? She that makes dainty, she elsewhere has corns. Am I come near ye now?
doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, cuz.
Oh, she doth keep the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in ethereal tear. Beauty too rich for use for her too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows as yonder lady o'er her fellow shows. Did my heart love till now forswear its sight? For I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This, by his voice, should be a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, fool! What dares the slave come hither, covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our celebrity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin. How now, kinsman? Wherefore storm yourselves? Oh, this is a Montague, our foe, a villain that comes in spite to scorn our celebrity this night. Young Romeo, is it? 'Tis he, that villain Romeo. Content thee, gentle cause, let him alone. Affairs him like a portly gentleman, and to say truth, I brags of him to be a virtuous and well-born youth. I would not for the wealth of all this town here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore be content, take no note of him. It is my will to which thou respect. Show a fair present and put off these grounds, and ill even semblance for me. As fits with such a villain as a guest, almost adore him. He shall be endured. What, boy? I say he shall. Go to him, I the master here, or you. Go to him, not to cure him. God shall mend my soul. You'll make a mutiny among my guests. You will set her conquer who? You'll be the man. My uncle is a shame. Go to, you are a salty boy. It's so indeed, I know you must contrary me. Very good time. Well said, my heart. You are a pretty cox. Go, be quiet, or for shame I will make you quiet. Why, cheerily, my heart. I won't be sure that this intrusion shall not seeming sweet convert to bitter stone.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this. My lips, too, blushing pilgrims ready stand, to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you wrong your hands too much. Your manly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands to touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
I, pilgrim lips, that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saints, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, as faith could spare.
Saints do not move no grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, for my prayers and begs I take. Thus from my lips, by thine, my sin is purged.
And have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips? Oh, trespass, sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
You're kissed by the book.
Matt, her mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, the kind and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked withal. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the cheeks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear Count! My life is my fault debt.
Wait, no. Sports at best.
Aye, so I fear, the more is my unrest.
Nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
We have a private and foolish banquet for.
The son and heir of old Tiberio.
What's he that follows there?
Why then, I thank you all.
I know not.
Go, ask his name.
I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night. Sirrah, my beard waxes late.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
Is it even so?
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known too late.
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learned even now, of when I danced with all.
Come, let's away. The strangers are all gone.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, dull earth, and find thy center out.
Romeo! My cousin Romeo!
Romeo, he is wise, and on my life hath stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way and leapt the orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo! Humors! Madman, passion, lover, appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. He heareth not, he stirreth not, he moveth not. The fool is dead, and I must conjure him. I'll conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead, scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thighs, and the domains that there adjacent lie, that in thy likeness thou appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
This cannot anger him. My invocation is fair and honest. In his mistress' name I conjure only but to raise up him.
Come, he hath hid himself to be consorted with the humorous knight. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
Romeo, good night. I'll to my truckle bed. This filled bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain you seek him here that means not to be found.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. Soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses, I will answer it. I am too bold. It is not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heavens, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand? Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or thou wilt not be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all thyself!
I take thee at thy hand! Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus be screened in night, so stumbles on my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo? And a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How came
haste now hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and to place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I approach these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do, that dares love attempts. Therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst this place?
By love that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far as that vast shore washed by the farthest sea, I should adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest a mask of night is on my face. Else would have made him blush repaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Oh, vain would I dwell on form. Vain deny which I have spoke. But farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false. Oh, gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or, if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo. But else, not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I will prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess. But that thou overheardst ere I was ware, my true love, passion, therefore pardon me, and not impute it as yielding to light love, which the dark night was so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow.
Oh, swear not by the moon! The inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all! Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I will believe thee.
If my heart's dear love...
Oh, do not swear! Although I join thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet night, sweet repose and rest, come to thy heart that within my breast.
Oh, thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again, and yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. Juliet! I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse! Sweet Montague, be true. Say but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed! Blessed night. I'm afeard, being a knight, all this is but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bands of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that I will procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. Madam! I come anon! But if thou meanst not well, I do beseech thee, to cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worst, you want thy light.
Hist! Romeo!
my soul that calls upon my name.
Romeo!
My love.
I have forgot why you called me back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget. To have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay, to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
What o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
By the hour of 9.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no farther than a wanton's bird that lets it hop a little from her hand with a silken thread, plucks it back again, so loving, jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I, yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep well upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace, so sweet to rest. The gray-eyed morn smiles upon the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light. Hence will I to my ghostly sire's close cell, his help to crave and my dear hap to tell.
Now, ere the sun advance his burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry, I must fill up this hoosier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. Oh, mickle is the powerful grace that lies in plants, herbs, stones, and their true qualities. For not so vile that on the earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give. Nor aught so good, but strained from that fair use, revolts from true birth, stumbling on abuse. Virtue itself turns vice, being misapplied, and vice sometime by action dignified. Within the infant rind of this weak flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this, being smelt, with that part cheers each part. Being tasted, stays all senses with the heart. Two such opposed kings encamp them still in man as well as herbs, grace and rude will. And where the worser is predominant, full soon the cankered death we tough that plant.
Good morrow, father!
Benedicite, what early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son! I argued that distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy head. Therefore thy earliness doth me assure thou art aroused with some distemperture. Or, if not so, then here I bid it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God-pardoned sin! Wast thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father, no. I forgot that name, and that name's woe.
That's good, my son. But where hast thou been, then?
I'll tell you ere you ask it me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, where on a sudden one hath wounded me, that's by me wounded. Both our remedies within thy help and holy physic lie.
Be plain, good son, and holy in thy drift.
Then plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine. And all combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed, and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis, what a change is here! Is Rosaline, whom thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Jesu Maria! What a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline! How much salt water thrown away in waste to season love that of it doth not taste! Lo, Here upon thy cheek the stain doth sit of an old tear that is not washed off yet.
Thou cheat'st me oft for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
Thou badst me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out to have.
I pray thee chide me not. Her I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well thy love did read by rote that could not spell. But come, young wanderer, come go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household rancor to pure love.
Oh, let us hence! I stand on sudden pace!
Wisely and slow, they stumble as run fast. Where the devil did this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's, I spoke with his man.
Why, that same pale, hard-hearted wench that Rosaline torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman of Lord Capulet, hath delivered a letter unto his father's house.
Ooh, a challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he shall answer the letter's master, how he dares being dead.
Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead. Stabbed with the white wench's black eye. Runs through the air with the love song, the very pit of his heart cleft. With the blind boy's buckshaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why? What is Tybalt?
More than prince of cats, I can tell you. Oh, he is the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you see. Keeps time, distance, and proportion. He rests his men and rests. 1, 2, and the third in your bosom. The very butcher of a silk button. A duelist. A duelist. Ah, the immortal passage. The boot are reversed. The head.
What?
The pox of such antics, lisping, affecting fantasticos, these new tuners of accents. Why is this not a lamentable thing?
Here comes Romeo! Here comes Romeo!
Signor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation to your French. You gave us a counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you all. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon me, Mercutio. My business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much to say, such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hand.
Meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit
The
it.
most courteous exposition.
Nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for a flower.
Oh! Right. Come between us, goodman Romeo, my rich face. Why, is this not better now than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable, now art thou Romeo. Now art thou what thou art.
Stop there. Stop there.
Here's goodly gear.
Peter!
Anon.
I fan Peter!
Good Peter, to hide her face for her fans, the better face.
God you good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good e'en, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good Ian?
'Tis no less, I tell you, for the bawdy hand of the dial is now upon the prick of me.
What kind of man are you?
A gentleman that God hath made for himself to mar.
By my troth, it is well said. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I can tell you, but young Romeo shall be older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse.
If you be he, sir, then I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to some sorrow.
An old hair whore and an old hair whore is a very good meat and fat. And the hair that he whore is too much for a score. When it whores there, it be spent. Romeo, will you come to your father's? We'll do dinner. I will follow. Farewell, ancient lady. Lady, farewell. Farewell, ancient lady. Lady, farewell. Farewell, ancient lady. Lady, oh.
Hey, praise, sir! What saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
One gentlewoman that loves to hear himself speak and will talk more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
Oh, and to speak anything against me, I'll take him down, and o'er a lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks, scurvy knave. I am none of his flirt guild, I'm none of his skeins mates. And thou must stand by too, and suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure.
Saw no man use you at his pleasure. If I had, my weapon would quickly have been out. I warrant you I dare draw as soon as another man, if I see occasion in good quarrel and the law on my side.
Now before God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers, scurvy knave! I pray you, sir, a word. And as I told you, my young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bid me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell ye, if ye should lead her in a fool's paradise, as they say, it were very good kind of behavior, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, and therefore, if you should deal double with her, truly it were a very ill kind of behavior, and very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress, I protest unto thee.
Good heart and a faith, I will tell her as much. Oh, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her, nurse? Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which is, as I take it, a very gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon, and there she shall at Friar Lawrence cell be shrived and married. Here is for your pains.
No, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir, she shall be there.
And stay, good nurse! Behind the abbey wall, within the hour, my man will be with thee, and bring thee cords made like a tackled stair, which, to the high top gallant of my joy, must be my convoy in the secret night. Farewell. We trust thee, and I'll kiss thy pains. Farewell. Commend me to thy mistress.
Now, God in heaven bless thee. Hark you, sir.
What sayest thou, my dear nurse?
Is your man secret? Did you ne'er hear say, two may keep counsel putting one away?
I'll warrant thee, my man's as true as steel.
Well, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady, Lord, when 'twas a little prating thing. Oh, there is one nobleman in town, one Paris.
Paris?
That would fain lay knife aboard, but she, good soul, had as lief see a toad, a very toad to see him.
Commend me to thy lady.
1,000 times.
Peter! Anon.
Before, and a pace! Get up.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's herald should be thoughts which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams driving back shadows over lowering hills. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be swift in motion as a ball. But old folks, many feign as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh God, she comes! Oh, honey nurse, what news hast thou met with him? Oh Lord, why dost thou sad?
I am a-weary, give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache, what a jaunt have I had.
I would thou hadst my bones and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee, speak, good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste! Can you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath? When thou hast breath, do say to me that thou art out of breath. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either and I'll say the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is it good or bad?
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, and his leg excels all men's. And for a hand and a foot and a body, though they be not to be talked on, yet they are past compare. He is not the flower of courtesy, but I warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. Oh, what, have you dined at home?
No.
Oh.
No, but all this I did know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Oh, Lord, how my head aches. What a head have I. It beats as though it would fall into 20 pieces. My back like death jumping up and down.
In faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a kind and a courteous, and I warrant a virtuous. Where's your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
God's lady dear, are you so hot? Mary, come up, I trow. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward do your messages yourself.
Here's such a coil. Oh, what says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lord's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now comes the wonted blood up in your cheeks. They'll be scarlet straight at any news. Hie you to church. I must another way to get a letter by the which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, I'll to dinner. Hie you to the cell.
Honest nurse, farewell.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen. But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do but close our hands with holy words. The cold devouring death do what he dare! It is enough I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire and powder which as they kiss consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in its own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore love moderately. Long love doth so. Here comes the lady. Oh, so light of foot will ne'er wear out the everlasting flint. The lover may bestride the gossamers that idles in the wanton summer air and yet not fall. So light is vanity.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
Has much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Ah, sweet Juliet, if thy joy be heaped like mine, and thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air. And let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive by either in this dear encounter.
They are but beggars that can count their worth. But my true love has grown to such excess that I cannot sum up half my wealth.
Come with me, and we will make short work, for by your leads you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. Oh. The day is hot, the capitals are abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of these fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table and says, God send me no need of thee. And by the operation of the second cup, draws him on the drawer when indeed there is no need.
Am I like such a fellow?
No. Thou art as hot to jack in thy mood as any in Italy. And is soon moved to be moody, and is soon moody to be moved.
And what two?
Nay, and there were two such. We should have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Thou! Why, thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is as full of meat, and yet thy head hath been beaten as addled as an egg for quarreling. Didst thou not fall out with his tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter, with another for tying his new shoes with an old ribbon, and yet thou wilt to me for quarreling?
And I was so at quarrel as thou art. By my head, here come the Capulets.
By my heel I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them.
Gentlemen, please, a word with one of you, and but one word with one of us, couple it with something. Make it the word and the blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that cause, and you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortst with Romeo.
Consort? What? Dost thou make us minstrels? And if thou make minstrels of us, look to hear nothing but discord. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Soon.
Talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw unto some private place, or reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Man's eyes were made to look and to let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure eye.
Peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man. Romeo! The love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain!
Tybalt, the reason I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy! This shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise. And so, good Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable bowel submission. Unless the Carter carries it away. Tybalt! You rat catcher! Will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats! Nothing but one of your 9 lives that I mean to make bold withal, and as you shall use me hereafter. Try beat! Will you pluck your sword out of this pilcher by the ears? Make haste! Let's mind me about your ears, there be out. I'm for it!
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up!
Come, sir! You're beside us.
Benvolio, beat down their weapons! Mercutio, the prince expressly hath forbid this bandying in Verona streets.
rage. Go, villain, fetch me a surgeon.
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am peppered. A warrant for this world. A plague! On both your houses! Zoons, a dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat to scratch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a villain, that's fight by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came in between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Help me into some husband, Bolio, or I shall faint. A plague of both your houses. They have made worms meat of me. I have it, and soundly too. Your houses!
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander, Tybalt, that now hath been my cousin. Oh, sweet Juliet! Thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in love's temper softened valor's steel.
Oh, Romeo! Brave Mercutio is dead. That gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds, which too untimely hid and scorned the earth. Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Oh, triumph and Mercutio slain! Away to heaven, respected lenity, and fire-eyed fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt! Take the villain back again that late thou gavest me. For Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
Thou wretched boy that didst consort in here, shalt with him hence.
This shall determine that.
Romeo, away, be gone. The citizens are up, and Tybalt slain. Stand not amazed. The prince will do me death if thou art taken. Hence, be gone away.
Oh, I am fortune's fool.
Why dost thou stay?
Well, because of this grave.
My noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. There lies the man, slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Oh, no. My cousin! Oh, prince! Oh, cousin! Husband! Oh, the blood is spilled of my dear kinsman! Prince, as thou art true for blood of our shed, blood of Montague! Oh, cousin! Cousin!
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, whom he has slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false. He speaks not true. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him, he slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, prince, Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes with what the law should end with the life of Tybalt.
And without offense, immediately do we exile him hence. No! I have an interest in your hate proceeding. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie to bleeding. But I that averse you is so strong a fine that you shall all repent this loss of mine. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
Phoebus' lodging. Such a wagoner as Phaeton would whip you to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love, performing night, that runaways' eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties, or, if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, night, come, Romeo, come thou day night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow on a raven's back. Come, gentle night, come, loving, black-browed night, give me my Romeo. And when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night, and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love, but not yet possessed it, and though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. So tedious is this day as is the night before some festival to an impatient child that hath new robes and may not wear them. Oh God, here comes my nurse! And she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Lo, now, nurse, what news? What hast thou there, the course of Romeo bade thee fetch?
I the course.
Ah, me, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
Ah, well a day, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead. We are undone, lady, we are undone. Alack the day, he's gone, he's killed, he's dead.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, whoever would have thought it? Romeo.
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture should be roared peaceful hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou and I, if that fair foul eye shall poison more than the death-darting eye of coventry.
I saw the wound. I saw it with mine eye, here on his manly breast. A piteous course, a bloody, piteous course, all bedaubed in blood, all in gore blood. I swooned at the sight.
Oh, break my heart! Heart bankrupt, break it once, and thou and Romeo press one heavy bier.
Oh, Tybalt, Tybalt, the best friend I had, that ever I should live to see thee dead.
Oh, storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead? My dearest cousin and my dearer lord. The dreadful trumpet sound the general doom. For who is living if those two are gone?
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Oh, God! Did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did, alack the day, it did.
Oh, serpent-hearted with a flowering face! Did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, dove-feathered raven, wolvish ravening lamb, despised substance of divinest show, just opposite to what thou justly seemst, a damned saint, an honorable villain. Oh, nature! What hadst thou to do in hell when thou didst bower the spirit of a fiend in mortal paradise of such sweet flesh? Was ever book containing such vile matter so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace!
There is no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all not, all dissemblers. Ah, shame come to Romeo.
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish! He was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is ashamed to sit, which is a throne where honor may be crowned sole monarch of the universe.
my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. Back, foolish tears. Back to your native spring. Your tributary drops belong to woe, which you, mistaking, offer up to joy. My husband lives that would have slain. My husband lives. And Tybalt's dead that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort, wherefore weep I then. Some word there was worser than Tybalt's death that murdered me. I would forget it fain, but it presses to my memory like damned and guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished that one word, banished had slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there. Romeo is banished. To speak that word, his father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, measure bound in that word's death. No words can that woe sound. Where is my father and my mother, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corse. Will you go to them? I will bring you thither.
Wash they his wounds with tears? Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry for Romeo's banishment. Take up those cords. Poor ropes, you are beguiled. Both you and I, for Romeo is exiled. He made you for a highway to my bed, but I, a maid, die, maiden widow end. Come, cords, come, nurse. I'll to my wedding bed, and death, not Romeo, take my maiden head.
Hie you to your chamber. I will find Romeo to comfort you. I wot well where he is. Harkee, your Romeo will be here at night.
Oh, find him! Give this ring to my true knight. Bid him come to take his last farewell.
Romeo! Come forth! Come forth, thou fearful man! Affliction is enamored of thy part, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintance at my hand that I yet know not?
Too familiar is my dear son with such sour company. I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment issued from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment! Be merciful, say death! For exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona's walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself.
Oh, deadly sin! Oh, rude unthankfulness! Thy fault our law calls death, but the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law and turned that black word death to banishment. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture and not mercy! Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing live here in heaven and may look on her. But Romeo may not. Hadst thou no poison mix, no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banish yet to kill me? Banish it! Oh, Friar! The damned use that word in hell. Howling attends it. How hast thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professed to mangle me with that word, banished?
Oh, madman, hear me a little speak.
Oh, thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep up that word. Adversity's sweet-lived philosophy to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banish it! Hang up philosophy! Unless philosophy can make a Juliet, displant a town, reverse a prince's doom, it helps not, it prevails not, talk no more.
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of what thou dost not feel!
Arise, what not? Could Romeo hide himself? Impossible way not. Who's there? Arise, don't be taken. Stay a while. Stand up, run to the study. Fly and fly. God's will is simple as this. I come! Who not so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me come in, and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, holy friar. Oh, tell me, holy friar, where's my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There on the ground, with his own tears made drunk.
He's even in my mistress' case. Stand up! Stand up! Stand and you be a man! For Juliet's sake, for her sake, rise and stand!
Speaks thou, Juliet? How is it with her? Where is she, and how does she, and what says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
She says nothing, sir, but weeps, and now falls on her bed, and then starts up and Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then falls down again.
As if that name shot from the deadly level of a gun did murder her, as that name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Oh, tell me, Friar, tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me, that I may sack the hateful mansion.
Hold thy desperate hand! Ah! Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art, unseemly woman in a seeming man. Thou hast amazed me. By my holy order, I thought thy disposition but a temper. Hast thou slain Tybalt? And wilt thou slay thyself, and slay thy lady that in thy life lives by doing damning hate upon thyself? What? Rouse thee, man! Thy Juliet is alive, for whose dear sake thou wast but lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend and turned into exile. There art thou happy! Pack of blessing light upon thy back. Go. Get thee to thy love as was decreed. Ascend her chamber hence and comfort her. But look thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 20,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse. Romeo is coming.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly. And so did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late, she'll not come down tonight.
These times of woe afford no time to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and to know her mind early tomorrow.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more, I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed. Acquaint her here of my son Paris' love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday? Well, Wednesday is too soon. On Thursday let it be? On Thursday tell her she shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this haste? We'll keep no great ado, a friend or two, for hark you, Tybalt being slain so late, it may be thought we held him carelessly, being our kinsman, if we revel much. Therefore we'll have some half a dozen friends, and there an end. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
We'll get you gone then. On Thursday be it then.
envious streaks who lace the seven clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and darkened day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Light is not daylight, I know it I. It is some meteor that the sun exhales to beat me this night of a torch-bearer, and light down my way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet, thou needst not to be gone.
Let me be tamed. Let me be put to death. I am content so thou wilt have it so. I'll say, dawn gray is not the morning's eye. 'Tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. No, that is not the lark whose notes do beat the vaulty heaven so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is my soul? Let's talk. It is not dead.
It is. I hence be gone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, stringing harsh discords and unpleasing shouts. Oh, now be gone. More light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam! Nurse! Your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
Window, let day in, let light out.
Farewell. Farewell. One kiss and I'll descend.
Art thou gone so? Love, Lord, I, husband, friend, I must hear from thee every day in the hour, for in a minute there are many days. Oh, by this count I shall be much in years ere I again behold my Romeo.
I will omit no opportunity that may convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Oh, thinkst thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not. And all these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our times to come.
Oh, God, I have an ill-dividing soul. Methinks I see thee now thou art so low as one dead in the bottom of a tomb.
And trust me, love, in my eyes so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood. Adieu. Adieu.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not so well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What? Wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss.
Well, girl, thou weepst not so much for his death as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo.
Villain, and he be many miles asunder. God pardon him, I do with all my heart. And yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor murderer lives.
I, madam, from the reach of these my hands. Would none but I might avenge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, I beseech your ladyship?
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy, that thou expectst not, nor I looked not for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn, the gallant, young, and noble gentleman, the County Paris, at St. Peter's Church shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now by St. Peter's Church and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must wed, and he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray you tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet. And when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom thou knowest I hate rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it at your hands.
How now? A conduit girl? What, still in tears, evermore showering? Wife, have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
So, take me with you. Take me with you, wife. How will she not? Does she not give us thanks?
Is she not proud? Does she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have brought so worthy a gentleman to be her bride?
Not proud you have, but thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How now? How now, talk logic? What is this? Proud, and I thank you? And I thank you not, and yet not proud? Mistress Minion, you thank me, no thank you, no proud me, no proud, but fettle your fine joints against Thursday next, to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag you on a hurdle thither! Out, you green sickness carrion! Out, you baggage, you devil face!
What are you mad? Good father, I beseech you on my knees, hear me with patience, but to speak a word!
Hang the young baggage, disobedient wretch! I tell thee what, get thee to church on Thursday, or never after look me in the face! Speak not, reply not, do not answer me, my fingers itch! Wife, we scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us but this only child, but now I see this one is one too much, and that we have a curse in having her! Out on her, Hildy!
Heaven bless her! You ought to blame my lord to rate her so!
And why, my lady wisdom? Hold your tongue, good prudence, matter with your gossips, go!
Speak no treason!
You are too hot!
God, bread makes me mad! Day, night, hour, tide, time, work, play, alone, and company! Still my care hath been to have her matched, and now having provided a gentleman of noble parentage, of fair domains, youthful and nobly lined, stuffed, as they say, with honorable parts, proportioned as once thoughts would wish a man, and then to have a wretched, puling, fool, a whining mammoth and her fortune sender to answer, I must wed, I'm too young, I pray you pardon me! But an you will not wed, I'll pardon you, grace where you will, you shall not house with me. Trust to it. Think on't, I do not use to jest. Thursday is near. Lay hand on heart advice. And you be mine, I'll give you to my friend. And you be not, hang, beg, starve, die in the streets, for I'll ne'er acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it, bethink you, I will not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away! Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not make that bridal bed in that dim monument where Tibble flies!
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh, God! Oh, nurse! How shall this be prevented? Comfort me, counsel me. What sayst thou? Hast thou not a word of joy? Some comfort, nurse?
Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished, and all the world to nothing, that he dares ne'er come back to challenge you. Or if he does, it needs must be by stealth. Then, since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you married with the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dishclout to him. An eagle, madam, hath not so green, so fair, so quick an eye as Paris hath. Beshrew my very heart, I think you are happy in this second match, for it exceeds your first, or if it did not, your first is dead. Or 'twere as good as he were, as you living here and you no use of him.
Speakst thou from thy heart?
And from my soul too, or else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father, to Lawrence' cell to make confession and to be absolved.
Married, I will, and this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation, almost wicked fiend! Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with that same tongue which ye hath praised him with above compare so many thousand times? Go, counselor, thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. I will to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir? The time is very short.
My father Capulet will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love. Now so her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put from her by society. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
Oh, look, sir, here comes the lady toward myself.
Oh, happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That may be, must be, love, on Thursday next.
What must be, shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this, Father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will ye. I am sure that you love me. Poor soul, thy face is much abused with tears.
The tears have got small victory by that, for it was bad enough before their spite.
Thou wrongst it more than tears with that report.
That is no slander, sir, which is the truth. And what I spake it to my face.
Thy face is mine. Thou hast slandered it.
That may be so, for it's not mine own. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me pensive daughter now. My lord, we must retreat for time alone.
God shield, I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early will I rouse ye. Till then, adieu. Keep this holy kiss.
Oh, shut the door! And when thou hast done so, come weep with me past hope, past care, past help!
Oh, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wit. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county.
Oh, Friar, tell me not that thou hear'st of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently. God joined my heart and Romeo's, thou our hands in air. This hand by thee to Romeo's seal, turn to another, this shall slay them both!
Hold, daughter! I do spy a kind of hope which craves as desperate an execution as that is desperate which we would prevent. If, rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away this shame, that copest with death himself to escape from it.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of any tower, or hide me nightly in a charnel house, or covered quite with dead men's rattling bones, or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in his shroud. I will do it without fear or doubt to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold, then. Go home, be merry, give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial, being then in bed, and this distilled liquor drink thou off. When presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, for no pulse shall keep his native progress, but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to wanny ashes. Thy eyes' windows fall like death when he shuts up the day of life. Each part, deprived of supple government, shall stiff and stark and cold appear like death. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death thou wilt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou, dead. Then, as the manner of our country is, in thy best robes uncovered on the bier, thou wilt be borne to that same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my ledgers know our drift. And hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua. And this shall free thee from this present shame, if no inconstant toy nor womanish tear abate thy valor in the acting it.
Give me, oh, tell me not to fear!
Hold then, get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with my letters to thy lord.
Farewell, dear father.
How now, my headstrong? Where have you been gadding?
Where I have learned me to repent of the disobedient sin of opposition to you and your behests, and am enjoined by holy lords to fall prostrate here and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforward I am ever ruled by you.
Send for the county. Go tell him of this. I'll have this knot made up tomorrow morning.
I met the youthful lord at Lord's cell and gave him what becometh love I might, not stepping o'er the bounds of modesty.
I am glad, Hans. This is well. Stand up. This is as it should be.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet and help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There is time enough.
Go, nurse. Go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
We shall be short in our provisions. 'Tis now near night.
Tush, I will stir about, and all things will be well, I warrant thee, wife. Go down to Juliet. Juliet, help the deck up her. I'll not to bed tonight. Leave me alone. I'll play the hussy for this once. What ho! They are all forth. Well, I will walk myself to County Paris to prepare up him against tomorrow. My heart is wondrous light that the same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
Aye, those attires are best. But, gentle nurse, I pray thee, leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my fate, which, well thou knowst, is cross and full of sin.
What are you busy of? Need you my help?
No, madam. We have called such necessaries as are needful for our state tomorrow. So please you, let me be left alone, and let the nurse this night sit up with you, for I am sure you have your hands full all of this so sudden business.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell! God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint cold fear thrills through my veins and almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back again to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, vile. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? What if it be a poison which the friar subtly hath ministered to have me dead, lest in this marriage he should be dishonored because he married me before to Romeo? I fear it is not. He has still been tried a holy man. How if, when I am laid into the tomb, I wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Where bloody Tybalt yet but green in earth lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours of the night spirits resort? Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefather's joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud? And in this rage with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look! Methinks I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Here's drink. I drink to thee. cheese and fetch more spices, nurse.
They call for dates and quinces in the pantry.
Come, stir, stir, stir! The second cock hath crowed, the curfew bell hath rung, 'tis 3 o'clock. Send to the baked meats, good Angelica.
Go, go, go! Get thee to bed. Faith, you'll be sick tomorrow for this night's watching.
No, not a whit. I have watched ere now all night for lesser cause and ne'er been sick.
You've been a mouse hunt in your time, but I will watch you from such watching now.
Jealous Jane, jealous Jane! Now, fellow, what is there?
Some things for the cook, but I know not what.
Make haste, make haste! Good faith, 'tis dead. The county will beat here with music straight, for so he said he would. I hear him near. What ho, nurse, wife! What ho, what nurse, I say! Go awaken Juliet, go and trim her up. I'll go and chat with Paris. Hi, make haste, make haste! The bridegroom, he has come already! Make haste, I say!
Mistress, my mistress, Juliet! My fast I warrant her she. My love, I say, madam, sweetheart. Why, bride? What, not a word? You take your penny worth now. Sleep for a week. For the next night I warrant the county Paris has set up his rest, that you shall rest but little. Oh, God forgive me, Mary Amen. How sound is she asleep? I needs must wake her. Madam, madam, but dressed and in your clothes and down again, I needs must wake you. Lady, lady, lady.
Trust the flattering truth of sleep. My dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's Lord sits lightly in his throne, and all this day an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think. It breathed such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. Ah, me! How sweet is love itself possessed when but love's shadows are so rich in joy. News from Verona. How now, Balthazar, dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? Is my lady well? How doth my father? How doth my lady Juliet? This I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capul's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's tomb, and they presently took post to tell it you.
Is it e'en so? Then I defy you, stars. Thou know'st my lodging. Get me ink and paper and hire post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, cuz, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Leave me and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good cuz.
No matter. Get thee gone and hire those horses. I'll be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. What she for means. Oh, mischief! Thou art swift to enter in the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts he dwells. Meager were his looks, sharp misery had worn him to the bones. Noting his penury, to myself I said, and if a man did need a poison now, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. This same thought foreruns my need, and this same needy man must sell it me. As I remember, this should be the house. What ho! Apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man! I see that thou art poor. Hold! There is 40 ducats. Give me a dram of poison, such soon speeding gear as will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life-weary taker may fall dead.
Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them.
Art thou so bare and full of wretchedness and fear'st to die? The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich. And be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty, but not my will, consents.
I pay thy poverty and not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There is thy gold. Worse poison to men's souls, doing more murder in this loathsome world than these poor compounds that thou mayst not sell. Farewell. Buy food. Get thyself in flesh. Come, cordial and not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave, for there I must use thee.
Holy Franciscan Friar, brother, oh!
This same should be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo? Or if his mind be writ, give me his letter.
Going to find a barefoot brother out, one of our order to associate me, here in the city visiting the sick, and finding him the searchers of that town, suspecting that we both were in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so my speed to Mantua was stayed.
Who bore my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee, so fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune. By my brother, when the letter was not nice, but full of charge and dear import, and the neglecting it made you much damage. Friar John, go hence. Now must I to the monument alone. Within these 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. Sure beshrew me much that Romeo hath had no notice of these accidents. But I will write again to Mantua, and keep her at my cell till Romeo come. Poor living corpse, closed in a dead man's tomb.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew, with which sweet water nightly will I dew. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight to cross my obsequies and true love's rights? What? With a torch?
Offer me night a while.
Go! Take this letter. Early in the morning see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light. Upon thy life I charge thee, hence be gone. But if thou jealous dost return to grind what I farther intend to do, by heaven I will tear thee joint by joint and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intent are savage wild.
I will be gone, cuz, and not trouble you.
Thou shalt not show me friendship. Think of that. Live and be prosperous. Farewell, good cousin. Thou detestable maw! Thou womb of death! Gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth! Thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite I'll cram thee with more food. Ah!
Stop thy hallowed toil, Royal Montague! Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good, gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon those gone, let them affright thee. I beseech thee, youth, put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone. By heaven, I love thee better than myself. Stay not, be gone, live, and hereafter say a madman's mercy bade thee run away.
I do defy thy conjuration and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Open the tomb! Lay you in Juliet!
Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble County Paris. What said my cousin when my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode? I think he said Paris should have married Juliet, said he not so? Oh, give me thy hand. One writ with me in sour misfortune's book. Here's to my love. Here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full of light. Oh, my love, my wife, death that has sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Ah, sweet Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keep thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I still will stay with thee. Here will I remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-weary flesh. Oh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Oh, true apothecary! Thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss I die.
Saint Francis be my speed. How often night of my rough feet stumbled that great Romeo! Oh, pale! Who else? What? And Paris too, and steeped in blood? Oh, what unkind hour is guilty this lamentable chance? The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable Friar, where's my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where's my Romeo?
I hear some noise. Lady, come from this nest of death, contagion and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet, I dare no longer stay.
Go! Get to the ends, for I will not away! What's this? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison I see hath been his timeless end. Oh, true. Struck gold and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them. Thy lips are warm.
Which way?
Yea, noise. Then I'll be brief.
blooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence, to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished.
For never was born a more